Hello, I'd like to welcome everyone to this year's 2019-2020 Athletic Awards ceremony. Please bear with us during this unique situation. Today, on this video, we would like to recognize all of our student athletes who not only competed in athletics this year, but turned in another proud performance in all of the athletic contests. One of the things that makes our school phenomenal is the support of our teachers, administration, school board, and community. There's a deep sense of pride that occurs every time we have the opportunity to step on the field of play. I can't express how honored and blessed I am to be a part of it. I would like to recognize our high school football team, JV and varsity. I want to begin with the JV team. Their record this year in the brutal 7-3A district was 5-3-1, and they tied for second district. I'm going to read their names now. Need my glasses. Ty Moss, Christian Wilson, Cooper Wallace, Stone Sampson, Lane Bird, Braxton Higgins, Nick Brown, Kay Barnwell, Mason Page, Trevor Bolden, Eric Miranda, Andrew Martin, Rondé Perry, Carlos Velasquez, Tucker Strong, Cole Edwards, Trapper Golden, Alex Casillas, Lance DENEVAN, Scotty Lanier, JT Mathis, Riley Herring, Oscar Rodriguez, Chris Sandifer, Jaden Swab, Scotty Furlow, and Jose Arellano. That's our JV football team. Now I want to take this time to recognize and talk about our varsity. Our seniors did an absolute fantastic job this year of leading us on the field of play. They say football season is full of hills and valleys. We were definitely on the top of the hill more than we were in the valley. We had a few shockers throughout the season. For example, redemption against Tatum from the year before. We beat Atlanta on their own home turf and upsetting Jefferson at home. Two big wins in East Texas and across the state. We had a few games we just quite didn't get it done, but we still played well. The varsity team finished 8-3 overall. We tied for second district, and due to the playoff tiebreaker, we wound up with the 4th seed and had to play Gladewater in the first round. And that didn't turn out well. I don't think we played our best football, but however, we played well for a long time this year. I want to read our roster now and recognize our varsity football team. Number 1, Cameron Johns, senior. Number 2, Trenton Bolden, sophomore. Number 3, Colin Cook, senior. Number 4, Isaiah Bolden, senior. Number 5, Nakori Lee, senior. Number 7, Devin Flournoy, senior. Number 8, Caden Edwards, junior. Number 9, Patrick Boyd, sophomore. Number 10, Eric Miranda, sophomore. Number 11, Cooper Perry, senior. Number 12, Tyson Daigle, senior. Number 13, Andrew Gall, senior. Number 20, Eli Henderson, sophomore. Number 22, Andrew Bird, senior. Number 24, Trayvon Kennedy, junior. Number 25, Trevor Bolden, freshman. Number 30, Trey Hargett, junior. Number 50, Gustavo Soto, senior. Number 51, Thomas Evans, junior. Number 52, Skylar Henderson, senior. Number 54, James Prince, junior. Number 55, Texan Lancaster, sophomore. 56, Tanner Bird, junior. Number 58, Jace Ratley, senior. Number 60, Jake Murray, sophomore. Number 61, Hudson Brabble, senior. Number 73, Mikey Lanier, sophomore. Number 75, Matthew Zamarippa, sophomore. Number 81, Wyatt Johnson, senior. And now for the tough part. We hand out some particular awards to our varsity football team. Always tough to pick just one. Sometimes they tie for two, but these guys we've chosen, they earned it. At offensive back, he was kind of our bell cow. I think on this year, as a running back carrying the football, he only had one negative yardage play, and that was like a -1 yard. I don't know if that's ever happened. He scored a couple of dozen touchdowns and racked up a mile's worth of yardage. Trayvon Kennedy is our offensive back this year. Offensive lineman of the year, he started and played well in all 11 games. Solid, made the calls he needed to make, and very coachable. Tanner Bird, our center. Defensive lineman, He was a consistent monster at defensive end, even though sometimes we had to calm him down a little bit. But he was a monster at defensive end. It's Patrick Boyd, defensive lineman. Linebacker, we had 2 of them. One of them made tackles all over the field. Anywhere we put him, we mixed him up in coverages and on the run also, and that's Isaiah Bolden. The other one seemed to be in the right spot consistently all the time. That's Tyson Daigle. Both those won the linebacker award. In the secondary, he was not only enforcing the secondary, but he was very coachable and did a good job of managing the secondary, and that's Andrew Gall. A receiver, we had a guy that made some big catches in big games consistently. It's Cooper Perry. And I could spend all day talking about every kid, not just in the game, but in the hallways, at practice, and everywhere else. We don't have time for that, but very proud of this football team. I want to take just a second and thank all the parents for allowing myself and the other coaches the opportunity to be a part of your son's life. This is a journey for them, and for us to be a part of it, we're just blessed and honored. Thank you.
Good evening, cross-country runners and parents. Many people say cross-country kids are crazy. They choose to run. Running's not for punishment, it's for enjoyment. That is crazy. Don't get me wrong, as many of the cross-country team will agree, practice is not fun. Getting up early in the morning to run an easy 4 to 6 miles or do 3 miles worth of sprints before the sun comes up is not very fun. Then many are up late Friday nights for football, volleyball, cheerleading events, and then have to get up early the next morning to get on a bus to go run some more to finish their week off. But as many of the kids would tell you, the meets are what makes it all worth it. Well, that and the Taco Bell after the meet. This year, we had 32 high school kids run and 1.5 managers. Our runners were JC Alexander, McCall Strickland, Carly Woodyard, Peyton Conlon, Samantha Waller, Calissa Freeman, Victor Wakefield, Jarek Wilson, Caden Livingston, Maxwell Marino, Noah Duck, Colton Tippett, Jennifer Carpenter, Madeline or Faith Brewer, Celeste Jerome, Mandy Burkhalter, also a half manager, Elizabeth Boyd, Rachel Heinzman, Bree Young, Brooklyn Woodruff, Noah Good, Noah West, Luke Sims, Andrew Smith, Scott Odell, Ian Odell, Garrison Duck, Dalton Brock, Hunter Porter, Logan Amix, Jackson Brock, and Aaron Abels. And the other manager we had was Layla Amix. This year, the varsity girls, the varsity boys, and the JV boys all ended up as district runners-up, and the JV girls placed 3rd overall. Both the varsity teams qualified to run at the regional meet, and McCall Strickland qualified and placed 16th at the state meet. In my opinion, pretty successful year. Next year, we're going to be in a new district with a real chance of being four-way district champs. It will be hard. We are graduating 8 runners this year. JC Alexander, Carly Woodyard, Celeste Jerome, Elizabeth Boyd, Mandy Burkhalter, Rachel Heisman, Bree Young, and Jarek Wilson. Many have run cross country for 4 years, and others just chose to pick it up this year. No matter what, it's going to be hard to fill their shoes, and I will miss each one of you in the coming season. Now what you've been waiting for, the awards. Each of these kids deserve an award for the hard work they put in and the dedication to their team and representing Hughes Springs this season. The top runners for the girl is McCall Strickland, who won district and placed 16th at state. The top runner for the boys is Jarek Wilson, who edged out his running partner at the district and regional meet. I have also asked to add an award this year called the Most Improved. This award goes to the individual who has improved on their time the most from the first meet to the last meet. That runner is Noah Benjamin Good, who started the season running a 27-minute 5K next to last on JV, to being 5th runner on varsity at the regional meet, running around a 19-minute 5K. That's a huge improvement. And yes, Noah, that means push-ups. Now to close. This summer, we are facing one of our biggest obstacles yet, something we cannot control, COVID-19. We may not get to practice together until later in the summer. I did not think I was going to get emotional with this. I'm going to miss out this summer. Or not until the season starts in August. With that in mind, it's going to be up to each and every Hughes Springs athlete, not just cross-country kids, to determine how bad they want to win next year. Sitting on the couch, staying up late, playing video games, and eating poorly is not going to lead to success. Each of you need to put in the work, and that's capital W-O-R-K, if you want to win. It is not going to come easy, and success will not be handed to you. But I have faith that each of you will choose to get up each day and get a little better. Thank you.
My name is Coach Walker. I'm the head volleyball coach here at Hughes Springs. First of all, I want to start off by naming all of our players who came out for the season. Starting off with our JVB team, we had Madison Bernard, Madison Heller, Sadie Dennis, Kendall Johnson, Autumn Everett, and Gracie Reagan. Moving on to our JV team, we had Gracie Page, Ariel Crowder, Grace Pippin, Kylie Dickerson, Carmen Searcy, Nari Davis, Riley Lowry, Haley Cruz, and Madison Heller also contributed on our JV team. Moving on to our varsity team, we had 2 seniors and 1 junior, 5 sophomores and 1 freshman. Our 2 seniors were Riley Timbrook and Lauren Spaniel. Our junior was Adriana Kennedy. Sophomores, Corey Johnson, Briley Stewart, JC Short, Cody Howe, and Lauren Hardman. And we had a freshman, Emma McKinney, who was our setter. Now these young ladies, they all came out and started the season, which started on August 1st before school even started. Our varsity team ended up finishing with a record of 17-20 for the season. We had a kind of our ups and downs in district play, but for the most part, I'm very proud of the energy, effort, and the turnout we had for this season. Moving on to our awards, our MVP for this past season was Adriana Kennedy. Offensive Player of the Year was Corey Johnson, and Defensive Player of the Year was Lauren Spaniel. I also want to give a big thanks to our 2 seniors who are graduating, Riley Timbrook and Lauren Spaniel, for all the hard work they put in these past 4 years and what they meant to this program. They would be truly missed.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Coach NEILL. I hope everyone's doing well. We'll talk a little bit about the Hughes Springs Lady basketball team this year. First off, I'll talk about our seniors. I'm extremely proud of them. I have heartfelt sorrow that did not get to finish their senior year. However, I'm grateful that we got to finish. You got to finish your senior basketball season. First off, I'll talk about our 2 seniors. First, I'll talk about Riley Timbrook. She played for me for 4 years. As I said, I've been kind of hard on her, but I'm extremely proud of the player she's become. Very proud of you, and thank you, Riley. The second was Brianna Young. We haven't had Brianna Young very long. She played about 10 games, but I'm extremely proud of her. She did a great job, and she made every game that she played counted. The team this year did very well, exceeded my expectations by far. We won 15 games, went to the playoffs, and for the first time since 2007, we went to the area playoffs. All right, I'm going to start out by talking about our teams. I'm going to do our managers and the JV and varsity. Okay, so our manager, Brooklyn Woodruff, Manny Burkhalter. JV, we're all freshmen. Gracie Reagan, Laney Crocker, Kendall Johnson, Autumn Everett, Sadie Dennis, Evelyn Brown, and Haley Cruz. Extremely proud of them. They got better as the year went on. Now to varsity. For varsity, we had Sonaria Davis, Samantha Waller, Amani Craver, Kylie Wilson, Adriana Kennedy, Kylie McMillan, Ariel Crowder, Brandon Young, and Riley Timbrook. All right, to talk about our awards. First off, before we get to awards, I just want to say I'm proud of every single player that played. Everyone this year I felt probably deserves an most improved this year. All the way from Haley Cruz as a freshman to Riley Tenberg as a senior. But to get on with our awards, we have defensive MVP. This young lady, she was very good for us on defense. Got better on offense as the year went on. She has a nose for the ball. She averaged about 4 steals a game, and she was just a pest to everybody that came around. Kyle McMillan, congratulations. All right, for offensive MVP, this young lady was also a very good defensive player, but she got much better on offense this year, and she was our leading rebounder. She averaged about 15 rebounds a game, and about 8 of those were offensive, and got about 10 points a game as well. That's Adriana Kennedy. Congratulations. Now, for our MVP, our most valuable player, this young lady we had for a very short time, but she averaged 17 points a game in the game she played. She had averaged about 8 assists and averaged about 6 steals a game. There was times where she completely took over. She was very competitive and was an inspiration to the team. Our MVP this year is Brianna Young. As far as this year goes, I'm very proud of everybody, and I just want to thank everyone for the job they have done and to a very successful season. Thank you.
Mustang Nation, hope you guys are alive, well, and ready to get back to work just as much as I am. I really miss you guys. I'm really not much of an emotional person, but I can honestly say I really miss a lot of you guys. I can promise you one thing. I will make it my personal mission to give each and every one of you a fake fist pound as much as I can when you get back. Just looking back on the basketball season that we had, we started off with a lot of high hopes, a lot of high ambitions, and we didn't quite reach our goal with some of the goals that we set forth for ourselves before the season. But the one thing that I can say that we developed over the season was grit that I promise you will not leave. The kids that I have, as well as the coaching staff that I have, myself and Coach Castle, our plan is to bring back the glory days of Hughes Springs basketball. So if you're with us, you're with us. At this time, I want to recognize the junior varsity kids that played the season with us. First, we have Carter Landers, Eli Solis, Ernesto Soto, Nick Brown, Alex Casillas, Landon Bratcher, Andy Martin, Ricky Vaughn, Norman Ludwig, Parker Jenkins, Gavin Palacios, Trent Bowden, Noah Duck, and Jaden Johnson. These guys were coached by Coach Castle this year, and if you know Coach Castle, you know. I'll just leave it at that. At this time, I'm going to recognize the kids that played on varsity this year. We didn't quite reach our goal of winning a district championship, but I promise you, it's coming, Mustang Nation. It's coming. Firstly, we have Cameron Johns, Ty Moss, Trey Hargett, Mikevius Bunton, Joe Bush, Chase Brown, James Prince Jr., and the biggest of us all, Trayvon Kennedy. I have a few awards that I want to give out to a few of the varsity kids. We have an offensive MVP, defensive MVP, and most improved. The offensive MVP for this year is going to be the biggest of us all, Trayvon Kennedy. The defensive MVP is going to go to probably the smallest guy that was on the court at any given time, Cameron Johns. And the most improved is going to go to a guy who, if you ask him, he's going to tell you, Coach Dukes, he stayed on my case all year long, whether it was on the basketball court or off the basketball court. And that award is going to go to Chase Brown. I hope each and every one of you guys is really out there doing anything that you can to put yourselves in a better position whenever you come back. I love and I miss you guys.
Hello, I'm Katie DENEVAN, head tennis coach for Hughes Springs. I would like to start by thanking my assistant coach, John Walker, for his help this year. Coach, you're great. I appreciate everything you did, and I hope we get to work together again next year. Now, to my tennis team. I hate that our season was cut short. There were great things happening on the courts, and I know that those are going to lead to a lot of successes. So I hate that that was cut short for us. Our team has so many dedicated players that are spending hours after practice, on their own time, on the weekends, and all year round just to make sure that their personal game is better. And that is why Mustang Tennis is strong, because y'all root each other on during matches, encourage each other at practices, and compete with each other to gain another step on the ladder. Because you understand that tennis is both an individual and a team sport, our team is always on the top during district. And this is one of the reasons that I'm proud and I love being your coach. You're respectful, you show great sportsmanship, and you're just a great bunch of athletes, and I appreciate you. To my seniors, thank you for playing tennis. One of the reasons I love this sport is because you're not done. Keep playing, get better. I've told you all about those old guys that lived next door who whipped my tail when I thought I was such a great tennis player. Go find those people. Go out and find them. Learn from them. And if you do, your best tennis is yet to come. These are the athletes that I had the privilege of working with this year. Trenton Bolden, Lizzie Boyd, Skylar Brewster, Dalton Brock, Jackson Brock, Tanner Bird, Sydney Carey, Colin Carpenter, Lance Denevan, Sadie Dennis, Cole Edwards, Thomas Evans, Zoe Fletcher, Pauline Good, Bryce Guest, Jocelyn Harper, Brianna Harris, Cody Howell, Jalen Johns, Skylar Johns, Brianna Jones, Dallas Kidwell, Yesenia Lopez, Junior Novella, Olivia Olison, Kyler Penley, James Porter, Gracie Reagan, Jalen Rimmer, Draylyn Sanders, Mary Scott, Luke Sims, JT Thomas, Colton Tippett, Alexis Tucker, Macy Vaughn, Ty Waller, Abby Watkins, Canna West, Connor West, and Gracie Woodyard. James Porter and Bryce Guest are two of my seniors who have put in so many tireless hours and have accomplished so much in the game of tennis. James is receiving the overall boys tennis award, and Bryce is receiving the award for most improved. Dallas Kidwell is new to us and earned the top spot of our girls tennis team. She's a recipient of the overall girls tennis award. I look forward to coaching you again next year. Thank you.
Hey guys, hope everybody's well. Want to talk about powerlifting season this year. We had a pretty good season. Our athletes were young this year. Let's talk about the boys first. Our boys powerlifters got third at the Dangsfield Powerlifting Meet. The girls, we had low numbers for the girls. We only had 3 girl powerlifters. Let me recognize my athletes real quick. On the girls side, had Carmen Cersei, Presley Richardson, and Gracie Reagan. And my girls MVP is Presley Richardson. On the boys side, recognize my boys is Hudson Brabham, Patrick Boyd, Mikey Lanier, Jake Murray, Wyatt Brandon, Cole Edwards, Trayvon Kennedy, Christian Wilson, Caden Barnwell, Austin Pilgrim, Cooper Wallace, Texan Lancaster, Riley Heron, Matthew Zamaripa, and my boys MVP is Patrick Boyd.
All right, I would like to start by saying thank you to all the student athletes for coming out this season and working hard even though our season got cut short. I want to give a special thank you to the seniors You were the first group of athletes I started coaching at Hughes Springs, and I have enjoyed watching you grow into wonderful young women both on and off the track. I am heartbroken that you did not get the full season that you deserve. We had a lot of success in the 2 track meets that we attended this season. Most athletes placed in the top 3 of their individual events along with the relays. I am saddened that we didn't get to finish our season as all the athletes were headed down a path of greatness. Here are the athletes for the 2020 Hughes Springs girls track team. Starting with seniors, JC Alexander, Mandy Burkhalter, Celeste Jerome, Macy Stewart, Carly Woodyard, Brianna Young. Juniors, Adriana Kennedy, Kylie McMillan, McCall Strickland, Brooklyn Woodruff, and Peyton Conlon. Sophomores, Amani Craver, Sonaria Davis, Samantha Waller. And freshmen, Autumn Everett, Evelyn Brown, Gracie Reagan, Madison Bernard, and Lainey Buckley. For the 2020 track awards, we only had 2 track meets to go off of, so this was a very hard decision. But my 2020 track awards goes to, this year, Adriana Kennedy and Sonaria Davis. Thank you, ladies, for working hard this season, and thank
Hey guys, hate that we didn't get to do this in person, but I'm gonna try to do my best to recognize all my track people. First things first, track season got cut short. We only got to go to 2 meets, and I hate that because I think we're starting to figure out some things. Matter of fact, the JV boys, the week before spring break, we went to Paul Pewitt, and the JV boys won the JV division. And then the varsity did well, got some places out of the varsity kids. But like I said, we were on the right track to do really good things this year, and then it got stopped after 2 meets. So the first meet we went to White Oak, and varsity got 5th and the JV got 4th. And then we went to Pewitt, the JV won, and the varsity got 5th. All right, I'd like to recognize my athletes real quick. Varsity track, I have Trey Hargett, Gustavo Soto, Hudson Brabham, Jarek Wilson, Nakori Lee, Victor Wakefield, Trent Bolden, and Trayvon Kennedy. On my JV, I have Alice Casillas, Andrew Smith, Andy Martin, Braxton Higgins, Cole Edwards, Micah Lanier, Nick Brown, Patrick Boyd, and Patrick did both varsity and JV. Samuel Goodman, Stone Sampson, Tucker Strong, Noah Duck, Noah West, Isaac Espinoza, Ty Moss. So yeah, we were having a pretty good season, like I said, so I only had 2 meets to pick my track MVP for the boys, but the one I picked is a senior. He worked hard. He's worked hard all 4 years, and I just think, as for leaders, he's going to be my pick, and it's Jarek Wilson.
All right, guys, I'm here today to go over the high school golf program. We had a kind of shortened season like everyone else. We did get a fall season in this year, and then we also got 2 spring tournaments in. It was going to be a really good year for both teams. I think the girls and boys had a good chance to qualify for regionals and go to Tyler and play golf down there. Team-wise, it was consisted of a lot of veterans. My boys' team was made up of senior Hudson Babram, senior Gabe Fortune, senior Bryce Guest, and junior James Walker. These guys, they're a real competitive group. Bad thing about it, when we get out to the golf course, and practice would be going along, and they never wanted to go home. The time change is the only thing that kept them from playing at night. And so three seniors in that group. Those boys are going to be missed for sure next year. James will be all by himself unless we can recruit some new players for next year. James had made it to regionals the last 2 years individually. And so he had a good shot at doing that again this year. Girls, we had three really good seniors and a junior and a freshman this year. Senior Jessica Chapman, Hannah McKinney was also a senior, Haley Smith was a senior, Casey Lambert was our one junior, and then we had a new little freshman girl that played, Dana Holden. And Dana came out and started practicing in the fall. I didn't take her to a tournament until the spring. I was really happy that she stuck it out, because a lot of times girls just carrying that bag, 18 holes is a lot of work. And I was proud that Dana stayed around and finished out the year. The girls team had been to regionals. This girls team had been to regionals 3 years in a row. We had won district 3 years in a row. Hannah McKinney was district champion for 3 years in a row. And so we got shortened out of a season that was probably going to have a lot of success at the end of it with those kids. And I'm going to really miss those senior kids for sure. And we'll see how it develops and goes next year. Two awards that I'm going to give are low average, which is the lowest rounds of the year. And of course, the boys winner was James Walker. And then I've got to go in and do a little depth about Hannah. Hannah McKinney will be signing a letter of intent to go to ETBU, East Texas Baptist University. I've coached golf for a lot of years, and I've never had a girl. I've had some that could play at the college level, but none chose to. Hannah is going to choose to and play golf at East Texas Baptist University. And she is the first girl golfer from Hughes Springs who has ever done that. So I'm real proud of her. She started out as a freshman and worked on her game, worked on her swing. Constant always at practice, working on the little aspects of the game that makes you better. And I'm really gonna miss her next year, but at least she's at East Texas Baptist, and so that's good. I'll be able to go watch her play in college. Our low average girl is Hannah McKinney. Sad note, this is going to be my last sports banquet. I'm hanging up my coaching whistle. 30 years of doing this has been fun. I'd like to thank the school board and Miss Dildine and Coach Ed. I've worked here for a lot of years now, and it was a good run. Weird way to end a coaching career by far. No one would want to end on this note, but it's time for me to just take care of my little elementary PE babies and drive that bus off into the sunset. So this is Coach KLAUS. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you around.
Hi, I'm Coach Thompson. I'm here to introduce you to your 2020 Lady Mustang softball team. Number 1, Lauren Spaniel. She was a senior outfielder. Number 2, Callie Freeman, a sophomore outfielder. Number 3, Emma McKinney, freshman infielder/outfielder. Number 5, Grace Pippin, sophomore pitcher infielder. Number 6, Lainey Pemberton, junior infielder. Number 7, JC Short, sophomore pitcher outfielder. Number 8, Riley Timbrook, senior outfielder, first baseman. Number 9, Lainey Crocker, freshman outfielder pitcher. Number 10, Madison Heller, freshman utility. Number 11, Presley Richardson, sophomore infielder. Number 13, Shade Nelson, junior DH infielder. Number 13, Carmen Searcy, sophomore catcher infielder. Number 21, Haley Cruz, freshman utility. And number 22, Riley Lowry, freshman catcher utility. Before I start talking about these ladies, I'd like to give a special thanks to my assistant coaches, Wayne Mosley and April Bashirs. They do a lot for the girls, and they do a whole lot for me, and I appreciate that all the hard work and dedication that they put into our program. These girls were 17, 2, and 1 on the year. Of course, we got cut a little short. There was a lot of doubt about this young squad because of all that we had lost in the last 2 years, but this squad probably worked the hardest of any other group that we've ever had. They didn't want any doubt because they were young and inexperienced. So they put a lot of work into the off season in the weight room, hitting and pitching, and their short season and their record goes to prove that they were having a fantastic season, and without a doubt in my mind that they would have went on and did well in district and made a huge playoff run. With the season being cut short, it was a little hard to pick any superlatives. But we're going to go off of what we had at the current moment when we left off. And our defensive MVP is a girl that pitched, played shortstop, and played center field. And anybody that knows anything about softball, those are 3 pretty hard positions to play. And that would be Grace Pippin. Our offensive MVP this year is a girl that had some setbacks. And at the beginning of the season, she had one job for us, and that was to hit. And she did that very well and put up some probably second best numbers, offensive numbers on our team, and that's Shay Nelson. Our overall MVP is going to go to a girl that led our team offensively, pretty much played catcher, shortstop, third base, played anywhere we had needed or filled a hole, and that's going to be Carmen Cersei. We look forward to building upon what we did this year and getting to compete in an entire season next year. Thank you.
At this time, we'd like to recognize our baseball teams for the 2020 baseball season. First of all, I'm going to start out with our JV baseball team. I'm going to read the rosters off. This team was coached by Coach Castle. He did an outstanding job. I believe they had the record of 6-3 when our season ended. Leading off, number 1, Landon Bratcher. Number 2 is Parker Jenkins. Number 3 is Ryan Vaughn. Number 5 is Caden Barnwell. Number 6 is Stone Sampson. Number 7 was Gabe Owens. Number 9 is Riley Herron. Number 10 is Trapper Golden. Number 11 is Tucker Strong. Number 13 was Braxton Higgins. Number 14 was Joe Bush. 15 was Uriel Reyes. Number 18 was Trevor Bolden. 19 was Jake Murray. And number 20 was Dawson Danley. And again, this group of guys was coached by Coach Castle, and their season went really well for the short time frame that we had to play. I'm gonna roll right into our varsity baseball roster. This group of guys, they met the expectations again this year. We ended our season with a 10-2 record. They were on track to have another 20-win season for our baseball program. They did a really good job. I'm gonna start with the top in no particular order. Number 1 is Corey Johns. Number 2 is Cooper Perry. Number 3 is Jace Ratley. Number 4 is Gabe Owens. Number 5 was Waylon Goodson. 6 was Chase Brown. Number 7, Denver Carpenter. Number 8, Cameron Johns. 9, Tyson Daigle. Number 10, Eric Dennis. Number 11, Lane Hawkins. Number 12, Braden Williams. Number 13, Andrew Gall. And number 14, Zach Moore. I really do have a special place in my heart for these seniors. These guys came, they've been a part of our baseball program for 4 years, and you know, I really do hate the way it ended. But that being said, these guys have a great future, and there's nothing that can hold them back but themselves, and I do expect those guys to go on and do great things as individuals. I'm gonna give 2 awards. I'm gonna start out with the defensive MVP. I gave it to Cooper Perry. Cooper Perry is a guy that's been with me for a long time. He's a guy that can play any position on the baseball field. The thing that sticks out to me most about Cooper is, you know, he's a yes sir guy. Anything I ask Cooper to do, yes sir. You know, there never was a moment to where I felt like that he wasn't doing what's best for our baseball team. Cooper was 4-0 this year on the mound. He had 34 strikeouts. His ERA was .90. He was a pitcher, catcher. He played shortstop, and he played second base for us in our short season. Offensive MVP, I went with Tyson Daigle. Tyson's a junior, be back next year. He hit .440 for the team. had 5 doubles, 3 triples, and 4 strikeouts. And again, our record was 10-2. You know, the season ended short. We had no control over that, but I was proud of this group of kids, the way they came to work every day. They worked hard. They had a plan, and their plan was to continue our winning success that we've had with our baseball program.
Now for some special awards. These are kind of the top awards that go out to kids that superseded just a player award. First off is the Scholastic Award, and it goes to the top senior athlete, boys and girls, with the highest GPA, and that plays a major sport. The female is Lauren Spaniel, and the male is Jace Ratley. The Fighting Heart Award. The Fighting Heart Award is probably, in my opinion, I don't know, it's kind of near and dear to my heart because it's not necessarily the best athlete. It's kind of the guy that overcomes and overachieves and is one of your hardest workers. This award goes to the person who's not necessarily the best athlete or the best player, like I just said, but shows tremendous grit and determination. The female award winner goes to the lady that she tore her knee up in New Diana a year ago and did everything she could to get back and began this softball season and played, 15 or 20 games this softball season at a high level. And a lot of kids have a tough time doing that. That's Shay Nelson. The male award winner, I don't think I've quite ever seen a kid bounce back like this kid did. In his junior year in the second game, he tore his ACL and his MCL, I believe. Didn't miss a day of rehab or getting back and came back his senior year and played every football game, both sides of the football. Can't say enough about the guy. If I had and there's several of them, but if I had a dozen like him, I don't think we'd lose a single game. That's Gustavo Soto. Now for the biggest award of the night. That's the Lady Mustang Award and the Mustang Award. This is the all-around player, all-around athlete, all-around student, all-around community member, all-around kid, what represents the best we have to offer from the Hughes Springs Mustangs and Hughes Springs Lady Mustangs. They have to be well-rounded in all areas. The female recipient of this award is Riley Timbrook, and the male recipient of this award is Jace Ratley. This concludes our 2019-2020 athletic ceremony. I think we did the best we could. It's unfortunate that it had to happen this way, but it's unfortunate in a lot of other ways also. Stay safe. We look forward to getting back to school, getting back on the field, getting back to practice, getting back to games, just as much as you do. But anyway, seniors, good luck. Go get them. Thank you.